Hello, and welcome to this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beeler. Crews from the City of Yakima's Streets and Traffic Division have begun work designed to preserve the lifespan of roads through the city's annual chip sealing program. Roads in the southeast part of the city, including several side streets off of Fair Avenue, and in the northwest part of the city, including several side streets off 85th Avenue, are part of the first phase of this year's chip sealing program. As a part of the city's ongoing street maintenance program, chip sealing is done on a periodic basis in order to protect road surfaces from water and weather damage and to keep them in good condition. Chip sealing helps maintain existing pavement in its present condition by delaying further aging due to water and sun, enhances the texture of a road surface, and improves skid resistance. It also corrects existing pavement problems by sealing cracks. The best aspect of chip sealing is simply economics. Currently, the cost of an asphalt overlay or new blacktop is about $90,000 per mile. By comparison, the cost for chip sealing is about $16,000 a mile. Chip sealing saves taxpayer dollars because it protects the road from deterioration and greatly delays the need for new asphalt overlay to repair a deteriorated road. Dangerously hot weather has already hit the Yakima area this year. The National Weather Service has issued heat advisories in the last few weeks due to temperatures exceeding the 100-degree mark. According to the American Red Cross, when it gets that hot, each of us needs to take steps to make sure we and others are safe. The Red Cross suggests people be especially cautious when the temperature spikes above the century mark. Among the suggestions from the Red Cross are such common sense measures as drinking plenty of fluids, staying indoors in an air-conditioned environment if possible, and checking up on relatives and neighbors that don't have air conditioning. Less obvious suggestions include eating smaller meals and eating more often, using a buddy system if you have to work outside, and wearing light-fitting, lightweight, light-colored clothing. The combination of hot temperatures and low humidity creates conditions in which heat illnesses are more likely. For example, heat stress and dehydration could lead to health concerns such as heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Well, efforts are underway to bring recognition to a part of Yakima key to our agricultural history. And more art is on the way to downtown Yakima. To tell you more, here's CityCast's John Fannin.
Thanks, Randy. The Yakima Arts Commission has issued a call for artists for the Fall-Winter 2018 Windows Alive project. The application deadline is 5 p.m. on Monday, August the 20th. The goal is to have the show ready for a First Friday event on October the 5th. This is the 6th season for Windows Alive, which allows artists and groups of artists to display their works and at the same time help invigorate empty downtown storefront windows. Artists living in Yakima, Yakima County, and elsewhere in Central Washington are invited to submit entries. The Yakima Arts Commission will select 6 projects for the Fall-Winter 2018 display. Individual artists or groups who are chosen to show their work will be paid a $250 stipend. An application form and additional information are available at www.windowsalive.com. Questions about the project can also be sent to yakimawindows@gmail.com. The current Windows Alive installation began in April, and it will run through September. Windows Alive was created by the Yakima Arts Commission, which serves as an advisory board to the Yakima City Council. A $12,000 state grant will help the City of Yakima explore the possibility of establishing a National Historic District for the city's Fruit Row on First Avenue. The funds are from the state's Department of Archaeology and Historical Preservation. The grant will be used to build an inventory of historical buildings on Fruit Row and then examine the condition of those buildings. Depending on how well preserved they are, Fruit Row could then be nominated to the National Register of Historic Places to develop an awareness of the area and preserve its historic integrity. Fruit Row dates back to the early 1900s, and it describes a row of fruit and ag-related facilities on First Avenue from Yakima Avenue up to D Street. The grant-funded work will likely begin in October and continue through next spring. That's all for now. Randy, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, John. When we come back, you'll get to see how the City of Yakima is making it safer for kids to get to school and adults to get to work. You're watching Y-PAC's CityCast.
Domestic violence doesn't just affect victims, it affects our entire community.
Decir que la violencia doméstica no es mi problema, no hace nada para resolverlo.
We can no longer ignore domestic violence because it's real. It's happening here in our neighborhoods.
No hay que quedarnos callados. No más excusas.
Domestic violence.
Velo, oílo, repórtalo.
The Yakima to Ellensburg commuter makes riding to each city a time saver. Sit back and finish your work. Read a book, make contacts while en route. It's easy and affordable when they do all the driving for you. The commuter runs multiple trips per day in each direction. It will pick you up or drop you off at 8 different stops. And the commuter now has a new stop near CWU at 11th Avenue and Maple Street for your convenience. Yakima to Ellensburg commuter, making riding to each city a time saver.
Creating safe routes to schools, as well as making it safer for people who walk to work, is a high priority for the Yakima City Council. Work is underway this summer to achieve that goal. To tell you more, here's CityCast's Sean Davidow.
Thanks, Randy. Improving sidewalks in Yakima neighborhoods and keeping Yakima children safe are certainly priorities of the Yakima City Council, and results from partnerships with local schools are starting to show in Yakima neighborhoods. As you can see, work around East Yakima schools and neighborhoods in Council District 2 near Adams Elementary and Washington Middle School is progressing, and the new sidewalks, ADA compliant ramps, and other improvements to these East Yakima neighborhoods is shaping up. The $350,000 project is expected to wrap up in August before Yakima schools begin classes in the fall. Safe Routes to School projects will continue to improve sidewalks and safety in 2019, with plans for areas in Council District 1 around Garfield Elementary and also in Council District 3 in the area around McClure Elementary that will include new sidewalks, ramps, signs and signals on several streets in the neighborhoods surrounding those schools, providing safe locations for students to walk. Those projects should be completed before the 2019 school year begins. The City of Yakima has also applied for 2 more Safe Routes to School projects with the Yakima and West Valley School Districts. One project, if selected, would make $500,000 of improvements in the vicinity of McKinley Elementary School by installing a pedestrian crossing signal at Tieton and 13th Avenue, replacing sidewalk and installing sidewalk ramps and crosswalks in the area. The other significant project applied for would see $800,000 of improvements here around Apple Valley Elementary School, including constructing a sidewalk on the east side of 88th Avenue from Tieton Drive to Summit View Avenue. The selection for those projects should be made by June of 2019, and if selected, construction could begin as early as the summer of 2020. Previous Safe Routes to School projects have also helped improve the signals and sidewalks around West Valley Middle and Junior High schools. Randy, again, child safety and improving Yakima neighborhoods is a priority for the Yakima City Council, and partnerships and programs like Safe Routes to Schools are doing just that for Yakima neighborhoods. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sean, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. The City of Yakima provides a variety of ways for you to learn about what's going on with the City Council, city programs and services, and much more. The city's website at yakimawa.gov includes a lot of information about current news, special events, and the various departments and divisions of the city. Check on the city's Facebook page, Twitter feed, and Instagram page to see regular updates about activities the city is involved with, and watch Y-PAC programming and other videos on the city's YouTube channel. Thanks again for tuning in to this edition of Y-PAC CityCast. I'm Randy Beeler. Take care.
For more information on Y-PAC CityCast, call 575-6092.